Hello students, in today's daily drug concept we are going to learn about the topic that is tuberculosis. I am sure it's going to be very interesting and informative for you. So let us see what is tuberculosis. What are the causative organism of tuberculosis? Tuberculosis is a communicable disease, means it can be transmitted from one person to another, caused by bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is caused by bacteria. And what is the name of bacteria? That is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is also called as, in normal layman's language, TB. We call it TB. Transmission, how it goes from one person to another person. So, transmitted from an infected person to a susceptible person in airborne particles called droplet nuclei. So, when a person, the infected person with this bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, when he coughs in the air, so what happens? Those droplets get transmitted from the infected person to a susceptible person. So, it gets transmitted from one person to another. What are the symptoms of tuberculosis? Coughing for 3 or more weeks, coughing up blood or mucus, chest pain or pain with breathing or coughing, unintentional weight loss, fatigue, fever, chills, night sweats. So, these are the symptoms of tuberculosis. So, you can see the images over here. This is the TB transmission. The transmission from infected person to the susceptible person through airborne particles called droplets nuclei. So, when the infected person coughs, it gets transmitted, it gets spread in the air, those droplets, and then when the susceptible person inhales it, those droplets, he gets infected. So, this is the transmission takes place like this, right? So, the symptoms are fever, fatigue, weight loss, coughing, persistent cough 3 to 4 weeks, blood in cough and night sweats. These are the symptoms of tuberculosis. So, prevention and control, how it can be prevented and controlled? Immunization by BCG vaccine. So, BCG vaccine is taken to prevent and control tuberculosis. Early detection by examination of sputum, x-rays of chest and Mantox test. Isolation of the patient. The patient has to be isolated because this is a communicable disease. It can be transmitted from one person to another, right? So, the patient has to be isolated, means he has to be in the separate room. Proper and hygienic disposal of waste, right? Whatever the patient uses, maybe clothes or anything he uses, it has to be kept separately and it has to be disposed, or it has to be thrown out. Treating the patient with antibiotic. The patient has to be treated with antibiotic medicines. Notification to the local health authority. It has to be notified to the local health authority, right? And health education. The education has to be given. So, tuberculosis prevention, healthy diet, stop smoking, wash your hands after sneezing or coughing, use mask, stay away from coughing people, and use personal utensil and cutlery. So, whatever things has been which the infected person uses, it should not be shared with any other person, right? So, students, thank you so much for watching daily drug concept on tuberculosis, and I am sure you must have found this very interesting and informative. Thank you very much for watching.